Alright, you sent me your moves, and I'm watching them. This is the third episode. I think you get the gist. But maybe if you missed the first two parts, it's quite simple. I asked you to DM me some just good old fashioned cardistry, okay? And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna critique it. And that's the whole idea. And I got quite a few DMs, and I've gotten more since the last episode. So this series is never gonna end. No, it's gonna end eventually. Hopefully, it won't take too long. We'll see. And thanks to everybody who has watched it and then given me feedback on my feedback. No, but everyone's been super kind about it and said that I've been doing a good job. So we're gonna see. So first up today is Yihao Core, and one thing I have not been doing is like going to their profile to make sure I'm not missing any pertinent information about this person. Nope. So Yihao Core, and they have sent me just a post, a reel, in fact. And this was a missing entry, and I do follow them, but I don't think I saw this post. I don't think I saw this post, and I'm not even showing it to you. I'm not even showing it to you. That's what we're doing today. Today, guys, you are going to be guessing what it looks like the whole time. Okay, I don't need to take up the entire screen. I really don't. As much as I'd love to. My channel, my rules. Okay. Here we go. Okay, that's a cool little push. I was kind of watching this through the corner of my eye, and I was not super into it, but now I can kind of see what we're up to. It's a cool push. It's a cool push, and then Angel. Is that what we do? Yep, Angel. Okay. And they say, I'm disappointed with this performance because of the slippery brand new deck. Okay, that is fair. So, I would say the push is probably the coolest part of this for me. And then the Angel could be, in terms of just what this move is and the performance of it, it would be cool if that Angel moment lasted longer, but that's obviously very hard to do until we get the full extension. But it would have been pretty cool. Nice deck flip, by the way. I'm a fan of people doing deck flips. So where I think we kind of get off track with this move is when we go from this grip here with the, I don't know what you want to call it, scissor cut grip vibe. Once we just abandon it and go flat here, I think we lose a lot of the interesting shape. If we are gonna change this grip, I would love to see a more defined structure instead of just kind of, okay, well, it's kind of here, because I'm asking myself, is this supposed to be 90 degrees? Is this supposed to be like, that type of degree? I don't know what degree that is. Is it supposed to be flat? Well, what is the degree here? It just kind of feels the cards go where they go. And obviously I do like that moment, but it is a bit weird. And, we kind of... Let me try and find this opener so I can maybe demonstrate what I'm talking about. I think we do get to some cool stuff for sure. But it's just awkward at the end of the day. And, we want to, in performance-based things, we want to reduce that feeling. Okay, so you're like, okay. We're like here or whatever. And then you go like that. Or something, I don't know. Let's just say we're like here. So this, to me, is a cool, place to be. If we're trying to do, the more geometric stuff that we're getting into in this move. So I would have loved to see you play with these two more, because we get so much motion from from there. But when we then do whatever it is that we do, I forget. Yeah, once we go to like there, it's super weird to look at. It's a super weird shape. But I do like this coming to push. That's a cool mechanic, and then Angel, I'm not good at angels. I'm not gonna try and do it, but yeah, I mean that's kind of how I feel about it. It's a cool moment. It's just really awkward to look at and not the most visually striking. So to me, this is more of like a sketch than a move, and I would encourage you to flesh out what makes the opening part cool or what makes the push cool. If you're looking to revamp the move, that's what I would say. Thanks for the submission, and if you want to read the caption, go for it. I even gave it a like back in the day. Back in the day, I gave this one a like. Okay. We're gonna head back into the DMs. And who's up next? Oh, is this Moxman? Oh, use the app. Oh no. Moxman, no. Wait. Oh, wait. It says use my app. Okay, I'm gonna use the app then. Dude, Moskman. If you don't know Moskman here, I'll show you this guy, Moskman. This is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go into the app. Okay, so he sent me videos, but it's on my phone, but not here. So I'm gonna refresh. And if not, okay, well then I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do it, cause I have it right here. Ah, that sucks. Oh, I love his moves too. That sucks. Okay. Okay, mental note. Okay, well then I guess up next is gonna be Alyssa, aka fucking, I'm not even gonna say her Instagram username. It's just not happening. Alright, do me. Okay. And we're now, oh, we gotta do the full screen thing, right? Alright. Oh, we got a 36 seconder. We got a fucking Homer's Odyssey on our hands. Using the pink tans. Alright, we're gonna start all the way over. Okay, so we got ourselves a functional spinny, as I call them. Is this 5 or is this 6? Oh, interest. Oh, ooh. Okay, so we got into some really interesting stuff there. So is this a single spinny? Oh, we got a claw. And it's 5. Okay, I like the push. It's cool. This would be. I would love to see it from a different angle too. Oh, and that's really interesting. Was that a split? Oh no, it was not a split. I was looking at this packet in the back here. That's a cool thing actually, as a way to lift the packet. To let me see myself going like pinching it here to like lift it up is actually really interesting. I've never even thought about that. If that's what is happening, maybe there's a finger under there. I can't really tell. I'll raise my brightness maybe. Maybe there is, but it does make me think. You'd have to have really big hands, I feel like, to actually do that. Or at least bigger hands than me. And I liked that combination. And then, and then the closer happens. Okay, so let's just break this down. Okay, let's break this down. Could the opener be more succinct? Maybe, but I understand why it wouldn't be. I think it all makes. I'm not. I have long openers myself. In terms of setup, so I'm not too mad at it. But this is really where the move starts. So yeah, this is. I like pushing it in. However, lately my whole thing has been make it easy for yourself, because you can make really cool and complex things while still making it easy for yourself. And I do feel as though you get yourself into a really tough position here in terms of how am I going to hold all this and how's it going to look, because right, this is a pretty just like bad structure here. We get into great structures later in the move, but this early on we kind of get this really clumped structure with just kind of weird layers. The kind of parallel motion here isn't always what we want. However, once again, we do get into good stuff later, so hard to talk bad about it. And once again, it's kind of all a bit awkward and a bit clumped, just raising both of them at the same time. I call that parallel type movement, where you're just doing two things. Two things do the exact same thing with no contrast. So at this point into the move, I'm not super sold. However, I like what we get into here. I like the horizontal kind of movement that we got going on. Dumping it here, under here, the theme, then that coming up, kind of seesaw type vibes, rolling it, coming back down, rolling it. I think that's really cool, and I think maybe we can, if you want to, maybe explore a different way of getting into that position so that it is still powerful, but with a more succinct opener. And I was about to say, okay, well, maybe you can make it 4 packets as well, but I actually do like this 5th packet here because it gives us a perspective as to where the packets are moving around. It gives us a different kind of axis, which is cool. And maybe you can even play around somehow with maybe it going from up to down, because it's like spinning. It's a spinny packet, so you can go from here, or you can bring it around, things like that. You can play with that as well. And I really like that motion. And then that's a cool combination. In the previous episode, I was kind of talking about how you don't want the combinations to be obscured in these types of complex moves. I put complex in quotations because like every move's complex. Like people wouldn't probably call Barolo 2 complex, but there's a lot of complexity there. Anyways, you want them to be very prominent, and this is kind of an obscured one, but with the correct correct camera angle. I don't think it would be. And also, there's something really interesting about, and maybe it was an accident, maybe it was not, about the way that there's this packet in between, and they're already kind of combined, and you're combining them just by taking out the packet. Maybe it's just because I'm a cardist as well, but that's kind of compelling to me. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking really fast. Do I need to talk slower? Okay, and then there's this. That's fine. This is a bit But also, hey, the same kind of theme here. Didn't notice that. Of the packets, it's kind of combined, but there's just a packet in between, and you take the packet out, and then it's combined. Kind of cool. And then, yeah, I don't know how to shape this closer better. I don't like those going vertical. Right there. I don't love that. Because that's going there. To me, this packet in the back here is not going in that direction already. So it's almost going in the opposite direction in my mind. So when it goes there, it feels wrong. But I do like continuing the theme there. And then, we get out of it. Anyways, those are my main thoughts. I don't want to go too deep on it, because I can really go on forever about every single packet. But I think those are my main comments are going to come from, can we get into it in a different way, and can we get out of it in a different way? Because I think the core of what the move is really cool, and some cool mechanics. Both of these moves so far have had really interesting things I haven't really considered before. So, hey, this is good. It's good to do your research, kids. And then I love the fucking like the throwing that we have here. I love that. Uh, Never get your moves filmed by Kyle Tran if you want those to make the video. All right, thanks for the submission, and I think we're gonna go on 15 minutes. Hey, we're right on pace. Next up, we got Cullen Roos, and we are going to check or Rouse, perhaps Charlie Rouse. All right. Sometimes you just got to check the profile, make sure I'm not missing relevant information because, sometimes I do. All right. Let's make sure that you're in frame here, Cullen. Cardistry. Okay. I've not been watching. 20 seconds. Looks like we got some type of wide angle type vibe here. Could be wrong. Mano Santa. Nice. Alright, I like the opener a lot. I liked the direction we were going in, and we kind of abandoned it a little bit. Doing the Lars opener, catching it here at the bottom, pushing it kind of in a feature fit type of way, but getting into a 90-degree angle. Nice. And then that's kind of, I think, maybe not the best decision here. So let's go into it. Also, let's see. How do you do this? So you're doing it like that. Let me make sure we can be doing this better. So you're going like that. I think you can do that more elegantly, performance-wise. I love the way Lars does it. Lars, I don't remember exactly how he does it. I feel like he like throws it almost when he does it. But yeah, there's different ways. I think you can do it more. Like you can always, performance. I always forget this type of stuff. You're just kind of placing it there, So I like this. I like the push. From here, however, you do that transfer, and that's probably a very hard transfer based on what I'm seeing, because you're going from there and then you kind of clip, or you're letting it fall into this. However, this is weak structure and it's a weak motion to get there, and I would say at this point try and do something else, because you have this is a really great grip and structure. There's lots of layers. The whole, kind of twisty type vibe where, like when you fold the box and they're all like kind of on top of each other, you kind of like got that vibe going on here. And it's very supported and founded. And then once again, I've said it in every episode, we go flat a bit here for kind of no reason. It kind of feels like we're giving up on the structure and the idea, when I think there's a lot more to be explored there. However, this is a pretty interesting position should something cool happen, and then lo and behold, nothing cool happens. What I'm specifically thinking is, okay, well, what if this rotates down here, and maybe this rotates up here, contrasting motion, this gets into a claw grip, and then we got, boom. Reference for that would be the new Adam Sharp move, kind of stuff like that kind of happening. Would be kind of cool. But that doesn't happen. We just kind of stay. It's kind of more of a static vibe. And so I would encourage you, before I can go beat by beat and say why stuff isn't working, but that's cool. Maybe instead of this, you're kind of trapped. So if you don't want to be trapped, instead of making this a 90-degree angle, you can go from here. You can go from, let's see how so you go from here, you can actually push it up here to your pinky, and you'll free up like the thumb to catch something. You'll get a whole new structure to play with. Or if you don't want to, you can, you do the whole thing, you flip the structure. You can, what could you do? You could like push the thumb on top of this, I think it's a queen or something packet, and you could like flip it. That would also kind of make it go flat a little bit, but it would be a bit more interesting than just kind of like doing a awkward regrip, in my opinion. Or what if maybe we're here? What if your thumb, instead of coming on top of the queen, what if it went in between these two packets and it like pushed it, or push it diagonally, and then they went in different directions. Your thumb could be on the corner helping support this. These are just some ideas. I would consider reworking it personally. Hey, look, you did the hey, just do this, but earlier. Do this. You did the thing I was describing right here, where you push it up. And then, yeah, that's, I think, not the best combination we could have come up with, especially when we had been delaying combinations before. And when we have a structure that is kind of more not all in one direction and has this 3D nature to it, and then we go into here where it's all in one direction, kind of old school, like this type vibe, instead of, I don't know, the circular vibe. This type of, when we get to this, it then looks really bad. So we want to keep the circular vibe for a while. And that's something that I was actually thinking about the other day. Okay, I'm going to try to explain what I mean by the circular vibe. Okay, you're going to have to hear me out on this, guys. I think I'm going to sound insane. Okay, so imagine your cut, right? And imagine there's like an axis saying where everything is, right? Not like a graph per se, but like a, oh my god, like the frame of it, okay? So let's take Sybil, right? The frame of like Sybil, it is literally framed by the base packet and like this top packet. And it exists literally on a flat plane that you could like graph pretty much. It's straight lines, grid based type stuff, right? Now let's take a move. Oh my god, like what move am I now going to use? Like fucking Greg move. Greg move is actually this is kind of on that same plane. I don't think I can do. Yeah, this is still kind of on that plane. I'm trying to do hand hug by Greg. I haven't done it in literal years, and I don't know how to do it, so I don't know why I chose that move. Heritage is still kind of like that. I don't want to use my moves because, you know, I'm kind of whatever. I'm washed up, right? But sure, why not, right? So we use like my move, fucking Inland Empire, coming to your screens very soon, I believe, sometime this month. So we're like here, right? So right here, we're like here, right? Where is the there's no base packet, and the axis, there is no singular like axis on which it rotates on in terms of a flat thing. It rotates around instead the center of the frame instead of the bottom of the frame. Okay, hear me out. It rotates around the center of the frame rather than the bottom of the frame. I think that's the best way I can put it. So it's like the difference between like a painting and like a sculpture. The way that modern cardistry and modern packet cutting is going is into the circular sculpture globe vibe rather than the painting grid vibe. I think if I thought about that more, it would make so much sense. Instead of me just like kind of like trying to make it up as I go along. But that's how I've been conceptualizing things, okay? And that move, Inland Empire, keep your eyes out. I just got word that might actually come out sometime. Okay, so, you know, keep your eyes out, whatever. If you've made it this far in the video, leave a comment saying if I sound like a lunatic, okay? Because of that. Okay, so we're gonna go on to I think we got time for one more. Jonathan Byrne. And I believe this is negative Kelvin. Cardistry from NK Cubed. Why does NK Cubed sound familiar? Oh yeah, this. I see. Alright. Don't have a normal vid of this one. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna go for it. Oh, a little. Okay. So this makes it probably easier for me to frame then. So now we make me small. And, you know, we'll just cover up your flame, I believe. Finally, a good layout. Oh yeah, and they said I have a running OH for you to critique. So let's go. Oh, we're at the beginning. Let's go. Oof. Ooh, yeah. I like the beginning to it. I don't think the second part is necessary, but it could be mechanically. Or something else. Oh, a different way to close it. And this is probably why you sent it for critique, if I had to guess. It's because the closing of it is a bit weird, right? I really like actually the kind of claw grip that you get out of there. Because we're like, what, we're like here or something. I like the claw grip of it, but it combines not in the way you really want it to, which is like this. Most of the time, we're gonna want it to close that way instead of that way, right? So that's probably why we're feeling a bit weird. I like this first part of it a lot, though. I want to actually learn that. And could it just close after that? Maybe, but I do like having the extension of it. What if it was literally just like that? I mean, I think you do a decent job with the performance part of it, of justifying why this would come out, but maybe can it go all the way around and close vertical, book-wise instead of hot dog-wise, hamburger style? Yeah, close it hamburger style. I like that as a thing. How are you making this work? Negative Kelvin. So we're here. Yeah, like that. So I see. I mean, I don't want to make the move for you, okay? And I'm not good at this whole OH thing, right? So you're like where? You're like here, and then you're like here, and then you do like that. So in theory, could, or you could even just do the claw grip kind of as an extension, and just slap it on back, like a quick thing, you know? But the overall critique is find a different closer, a different way to close it. One idea is just to literally, you know, extend it out in some way. You know, you can do the like a combination of the me slash cloudy apple type thing where you do the jungle, but with the extension, and just kind of toss it in. You want a satisfying closer for this because it's such a satisfying opener. I don't know how you do it, but it's a very satisfying thing, and you want it to kind of close in a floppy way. I feel like when you have that claw grip introduced, you want it just to like slap down, kind of like that. And you know, you can also play with, you know, like this coming around, but maybe then you spin it here to get it to close there. Something like that. Play around. I would say we're not at the final iteration. And you actually sent me 2 videos. So I'm going to check out the second one. Oh, this is a different move. And it looks crazy. I don't know how I'm going to critique this one. I'm going to be real. I have no idea how to critique this one. Well, we can stay here. I'll just go full screen. This is probably not going to be fun for y'all to watch. Okay. But yeah, that's my main critique of the OH. And then for this, okay, so it is a 3-packet spinny. Yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna say quite simply is that I like kind of the themes and stuff that we're getting into, but when we have a 3 packet spinny or anything spinny, if you have 2 base packets and a spinny, it's gonna your options are gonna be pretty limited, right? Because this is pretty much what we're here, you know, doing. And I was dealing with this problem in my 4 packet spinny, and it made it really difficult to do X2A, where we have 2 base packets. It made it really difficult to actually like execute, right? So what I'll say is, and there is a move that does this very well, and I forget what it is. So you're putting yourself into a hard position by doing that, because in a way you are flat here, but then you have this kind of contrasting. So maybe try and keep it some of these base packet stuff more in the fingers than not. Maybe consider taking the spinny out like I just did. Kind of that can be an effective technique for you if you're feeling stuck. But don't give up. Keep it going. I noticed at one point I'm not subjecting myself to watching all of that again because my eyes are hurting. But I saw you did like a slide on top of it. Keep coming up with creative solutions, all that stuff, because it's a tough game you're playing here. I've been there, so I know. Keep at it, and don't be afraid to blow it all up, just to build it up again. It's really the best advice I can give in terms of creating. And that is 30 minutes, so that's going to be the episode. I think we got to did we get to 4 today? Did we get to 4? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got to 4. Technically 5 with the last one. And that was a pretty good episode, I feel like. I feel like that one went pretty well, guys. Let's go, dude. Alright, so I'm going to try and finish these up today or tomorrow. And upload them over the course of multiple days. I'm now realizing if I just posted it every day, people would probably not watch them all. And I want y'all to watch them, okay? I don't want you to be burnt out like I am. No. Play. Alright, so it's been fun.